Hello everyone. This webinar session will show you how SAP can help you use machine learning to increase your online shop revenue with personalized product recommendations. What are the benefits? First, personalized product recommendations make it much easier for customers to discover the products in the shop. Second, for merchants, it means that the customer is more likely to buy their products. Third, better product discovery makes it more likely that customers will add more products to their orders, all of which leads to increased revenue. Last but not least, once the merchant sets up personalized product recommendations, it's pretty much done. They can still optimize, fine-tune, do some experimentation through A/B testing, look at reports, but they don't have to, which makes the total cost of ownership for the solution very low. Let's take a look at some use cases from the following live demo. The first use case is about product recommendations that are driven by product trends. You have undoubtedly seen on various web store pages things like trending products and best-selling products. If customers don't quite know what to buy, they can use these recommendations to get some ideas. The next use case is about product detail pages and showing related product recommendations derived from user behavior. This one is really important because customers spend a lot of time on your product detail pages, so you don't want your product detail page to be a dead end, with customers not knowing where to go next, especially since search engines and advertisements drive traffic directly to product detail pages, not to your shop's homepage or category page. The last use case shows true one-to-one personalized recommendations that display the products that the system predicts the user will want to look at next. Next, let's briefly look at how all of this works. First of all, you need to collect a lot of data about users' behavior in the shop. What products they view, what products they add to their carts, what products they order, and so on. You also need to use your product catalog data. The better the data you have about the products you sell, the better the recommendations will be as well. Our SAP solution uses this data to train the deep neural network built by our in-house data science team. This makes use of state-of-the-art practices to analyze what users do during a web session or visit, as well as the product catalog data, to provide very relevant and precise recommendations to users. The solution also collects some metrics about the products, such as which products are selling the best, which products are currently popular, which products are underexposed, and so on, all while capturing feedback. Over time, the SAP solution automatically learns about and combines all of this information so as to display product recommendations that are optimized to maximize the click-through rate. As the solution is constantly learning, the technology will automatically adapt when new products are added, or products are removed, or product descriptions are updated, or user behavior changes over time, again, making the total cost of ownership very low. Now let's look at a live demo in an online shop. When you as a user enter this shop, you can see trending product recommendations. So if you don't quite know what you're looking for, you can use these trending products to get an idea about what to buy, say, as a gift for someone. But in this case, you actually know what you're looking for. To comply with GDPR privacy rules, we ask for your consent to use these personalization capabilities before navigating to the SLR camera page, where you will see a camera that, say, you saw somewhere on the internet and found interesting. You go to the product detail page, where in addition to information about that specific camera, you can also look at other options. It may be that you will think this camera is a little too expensive, or you might not like something about its specifications. Through the related product recommendations on the page, you can continue exploring the product catalog. In this case, you look at a cheaper option. At this point, you could continue to explore the catalog further, but you decide instead to read some reviews on the web to find out more about these different camera models. When you go back to the online shop later on, the home page again presents you with personalized product recommendations. This means you can keep looking at products that are relevant to you at the moment, but it turns out that while you were looking at reviews on other sites, you found out you might need a memory card. But the first one you looked at is currently not available, so you take a look at another one. and then you have to decide if 8 gigabytes is enough. While thinking about it, you leave the shop and then come back after a while. You can see that the home page has already adapted to what you as the customer have been doing, with the personalized recommendations now showing the memory card under consideration. As you have decided 8 gigabytes is enough, you decide to add it to your cart. But you still need to buy a camera. And since these SLR cameras are perhaps a bit too expensive to begin with, you go to the category listing page for all digital cameras and you keep scrolling down to see what is available. At the bottom, you see personalized product recommendations that are now filtered by this category page. These recommendations are influenced by the SLR cameras you looked at before. Seeing these, you think, well, there has been a pandemic, I deserve to have some fun. So maybe I should buy something better than just an entry-level model. You take a look at a featured camera and see that the reviews are actually really good. At this point, you're thinking that this is probably the right one. But you do more checking of reviews on the internet. Happy with what you see, you return to the shop and add the camera to your cart, and eventually you buy it. So that's the customer's perspective and experience. Now let's briefly take a look at an example of how you as a business user, in other words as the merchant, would set this up in the context of trending products on the home page. First, you as the merchant will have to create a product mix with the correct recommendation type, as shown here. You set the type to Trending Products, and then go to the Influencers tab afterwards to decide how these products should be influenced by product metrics. In this case, you want to push the products that have a relatively high add-to-cart rate, and push the products that have some conversion rates, and really push the products that are getting lots of product page views. You can also adjust the sliders and get feedback on how these adjustments would affect the recommendations. So if you change the slider to low, for example, then your customer will see products that are getting only a few product page views. Next, you have to configure a strategy, which is a way to add additional business rules to the recommendations. In this case, you could add a business rule to display a particular type of recommendation during the holiday season, so the product recommendations that are shown will change automatically during that time. It might be that you want to set different types of recommendations for different categories. You might also want to run an A/B test to compare the results of different settings for these metrics. And of course, in the process of tooling, you could also study such reports as A/B test reporting, for example, which lets you compare the click-through rate of two variants to see which one is the best. Next, you go into the content management system to add the product carousel component to the online shop. You can see that you can configure a product carousel when in edit mode in the CMS. What you have to do here is click Add Component, find the correct component in the search, drag and drop, give it a relevant name, select the correct strategy from the system, in this case Trending Products, then set the title, and so on. Once you have saved all these settings, you will end up with a carousel like this. It is all very simple and reusable. Which solutions were showcased in this webinar? First, you saw an example of an SAP Commerce Cloud online shop. And then you also saw some of the intelligent selling services that provide product recommendations, reporting, A/B testing, etc. that are currently included as a bundle in the Professional and Enterprise Edition of SAP Commerce Cloud. These behind-the-scenes services use SAP AI Business Services, which makes it easy for merchants to take advantage of that technology in a commerce context while maintaining a low total cost of ownership. That's it. Thank you for attending, and please feel free to provide feedback.